Good morning, children. A wonderful day. Children, in the previous class we tried to understand about Dokuru, which is a village located on the plateau. It's in Telangana plateau. So it's located 25 kilometers away from the Mahbubnagar town in the Devarakadra mandal of Mahbubnagar district. Let us today discuss about the fruit orchids which get developed in the which are being cultivated in this sparse region. So sparse in the sense the rainfall scarcity we find there. Some farmers of Dokuru own mango and orange orchids, and these crops require less water than paddy. So as there is a scarcity of water, they cultivate mango and orange orchids there. And land which was previously used for the groundnut cultivation, also they grow some groundnut as an intermittent crop, that is in between the trees. Intermittent. It's nothing but there is a crop. This is the line of the crop, okay, one single crop, and they cultivate in between this one a groundnut. So it's a dual crop. So such kind of a crop they use such kind of a seed, groundnut seed is used for an intermittent crop, and during Rabi season they cultivate this one. Large farmers in this area uses sprinklers and even what we call the kind of drip irrigation methods they use, and the land which is used in Dokuru, whether it is sustainable or not, if we look into that, environmentalists believe that we need to plan the use of our land in such a way that they remain productive for generations to come. If you use the entire water underground and the fertility of the soil is completely dead, that cannot be used for the future generations. So environmentalists have suggested to use it sustainably. This requires that the soil fertility be maintained and the groundwater remains recharged always, and there should be a proper balance between the forest, pastures and agricultural land for the use and so on. And since farming is completely empty here, that means dependent upon the water here, so the employment available for only for 6 months, and remaining months small farmers and agricultural laborers, they migrate to the cities in search of the employment. And beside city is Hyderabad, which is very near to them, so they move to the Hyderabad, and they also migrate to the places like Pune in Maharashtra and even to Surat, Goa in the months, and they again return back in the month of June. Since stable income from agriculture is unpredictable here, farmers undertake other activities apart from farming to sustain their livelihood, like migrating to other place for 6 months and cultivating for 6 months in their own village. If you look at the cattle rearing also, a few farmers of Dokuru rear cattle. That means they bring up the pets, and they even bring up the cattle, which is also used as a allied agricultural activity for milk. Milk is sold at cooperative societies. The price of the milk decided depending upon the fat content present in the milk. Generally, when you give milk for the cooperative societies or to the dairy industry, they measure the fat content in that, and depending upon that the price varies. So there are about 35 to 40, it varies. It varies between 35 to 45 rupees for each liter of milk, and most often buffaloes are reared for milk in this village. About 20 families in Dokuru village have small land holdings. They depend extensively on sheep rearing also. Generally, Yadava families depend upon the sheep rearing and for the livelihood. During the rainy season, the sheep graze in the village is common, and a shepherd called as Nagaraju said that we also allow our sheep to graze in the fields of what we call real estate ventures, where the grass is grown and surrounding in the village of nearby hills of Manyamkonda. In the summer we travel with the sheep to the districts of Nalgonda and Kurnool for the grazing, and our income is also about a lakh rupees per year. Then you can imagine what kind of a desperate life they were leading. And coming to the other activities present in the Dokuru, carpentry work, metal work and rice milling. Paddy cultivation itself is very meager. Then rice miller also doesn't have sufficient income. So some of the other non-farming activities present in Dokuru. There are two families in the villages who do woodwork also. That means carpentry. They prepare the doors, windows and roof sheets for the construction of the houses. Nowadays, they use electric machines in their work. And Prabhakarachari, a carpenter from the village, said that he earns about 3,000 rupees per month. And there are 22 to 3 families of blacksmiths also in the village. Blacksmith who works on the iron, isn't it? So goldsmith, somebody who works on the gold. So this blacksmith, please remember this terminology, blacksmith. And we also had come across carpenter who works on the wood. They prepare the doors, windows and the roof sheets. So there are about 2 to 3 families of blacksmith even. They repair the agricultural implements, because all agricultural implements are made up of iron or either with the wood. So apart from this, there is also a rice mill. At the same time, there are around 20 families who are in the professional service of government employment, and there are also some families who work as drivers or they own vehicles which run as taxis from the Dokuru to the nearby town. So this is how we can understand about the farming and non-farming activities in Dokuru. Tomorrow we shall learn about the market and its transportation, as I ended up with the vehicles which run as taxis from Dokuru to the Mahabubnagar town, Dokuru to Hyderabad. So tomorrow we shall learn about the market and transportation, where the produced products will be taken to the market. The nearby market is Devarakadra Mandal, or otherwise to the Mahabubnagar town. So apart from that, they also sell the cotton to the Jadcherla market and Madannapuram, which is Vanaparthi road. Vanaparthi is also very near to them. The village has its own village kantas. Kantas means measuring bars. So these village kantas, weighing machine it is called as. So and many farmers also use them, as they believe the kantas in the market are often incorrect, and they own their own weighing machine. And one of the problem with the farmers face is the arbitrary decisions on prices by the traders, because at the beginning of the season they lend the money in the form of interest. So the price also will be fixed by these traders only. Many farmers are dependent upon loans from traders for purchasing seeds, pesticides, fertilizers. Hence, we have to accept the price offered by them. Otherwise, for the next season, he may not give you any advance. So that's the reason most of the farmers has to sell at the pre-decided price. And repeated crop failures make the farmers also indebted to the traders, as they cannot return the loans and there is a risk of losing their own land. This is about the market conditions present in Dokuru, and tomorrow we shall see about the next part. Thank you.